Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Planetary Destruction Challenge for the Fighting Legend Goku GT event. So this is the Planetary Destruction Category requirement. Basically we have to use 6 planetary destruction units, and basically we have to try our best to complete the challenge while using them. Now in terms of planetary destruction, it's mainly kind of down to obviously a lot of villains. So most villain units tend to be planetary destruction because even though a lot of the Z fighters and that, you know, they can technically of course destroy the whole planet, I guess, in theory. It is more a question of the fact that basically, they don't go out to do it. So planetary destruction is more a focal point on villains, and so in theory, those are kind of going to be the units we focus on. So we're definitely going for extreme centric teams, but overall, there is a pretty decent roster to choose from here. So we've got quite a few good free-to-play units that we're using here. A lot of them are going to be stacking units, because although you don't have to bring stacking units, it is nice to have that gradual scaling that can help you out throughout the course of the event. So definitely something that I am looking forward to, using slash kind of building around. So in terms of this team, or this specific team build, we have some pretty interesting units. So we have the Int Final Form Frieza, who's a pretty interesting option. Remember, when he faces a Goku's Family category enemy, he has automatic guard, whilst also applying a support buff to the rest of the rotation, and when he guards he reduces damage as well. So he's pretty tanky, basically. He's like a very, very, very tanky unit, which is obviously pretty great. Then we have a couple Final Form Coolers floating around. So we have a Strength Final Form Cooler that we're using as a lead, but we also have the AGL Final Form Cooler, which is a stacking unit you can get from the barber shop. And then we also have the Tech Final Form Cooler. So he's also another stacking unit that you can get from the World's Strongest event, I believe it is. So there's quite a few of them around. They're all kind of similar. The Tech one is more a support for the Terrifying Conquerors category, whereas the rest are all just more stacking units. Obviously the Strength unit is a great unit and is a lead as well for Transformation Boost and Terrifying Conquerors, which helps. Then alongside that we also have the Strength Turles. So that's the Strength Turles that recently got his Dokkan Awakening. He's obviously from the Tree of Might DB story event, and he's just going to float around as well, being a somewhat okay-ish support based unit. So he's going to do okay without being too spectacular. And then we have the Int Golden Frieza, who's also going to float around. He's a target Goku support, but Int Golden Frieza, basically, he is a stacking unit again. He also gains critical hit chance when he is facing a Goku's Family enemy as well. So it's a pretty decent kind of team build, quite relatively free to play as well. I think the only non-free to play units that we're using are the Strength Cooler, obviously, who is our lead, and of course that Int Golden Frieza that we just mentioned. As a friend lead, we're going to be using the Strength Final Form Cooler, obviously a Transformation Boost, Movie Bosses, Terrifying Conquerors lead, and also of course covers for Transformation Boost as well with the extra 30%. He's going to be a large portion of our damage, but we're going to be cycling him a lot as a floater early on, and this is mainly because we want to essentially, we want to have the rest of the units stack up. So if we have Cooler and we just kind of let him do his thing, then what tends to happen is the other units don't tend to stack up so well, and then we end up with units that aren't necessarily, it's not like they need 20,000 turns, but if you don't give them a little bit of stacking time, then you are going to run into some trouble later on, and you're probably going to need to use items or something to get yourself out of it. So yeah, it's definitely something that we do want to consider. It's not absolutely mandatory, but you do want to keep it kind of under wraps and just keep it, in check, basically. But yeah, I would say beyond that, basically we are kind of like with a pretty solid selection team. I think for the most part we have a team that's quite strong and quite consistent and quite accessible from a free-to-play standpoint. I wouldn't say any of these units are inherently difficult free-to-play units to get, so I don't think you need to look too far. Of course, you can build whichever team you want. In terms of pure leads for Planetary Destruction, I believe the only pure lead that we have is the Broly, the Int Broly, and he can be quite difficult to get. He's not been on a huge chunk of banners, so building around him can be a little bit difficult. So it is just going to depend on how unlucky you are. However, I think Movie Bosses, Terrifying Conquerors, Wicked Bloodlines, all of these are suitable replacements, just due to the fact that there are quite a fair chunk of units that are on both of those categories. So it's definitely something I would suggest, more than anything else. And it's something I would say you should have a pretty decent time building, at least for the most part. Obviously, Planetary Destruction is... There are a couple of super units, I guess, that are on it. You've got like Strength Purists and things like that who are on the banner. But I think for me, honestly speaking, I don't think a super side team is going to be the way you want to go with this, at least from my perspective. And then yeah, we also have obviously the active skill, which you're going to see here. And then we've basically finished off Goku. And then you can just kind of wrap things up. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Honestly, team build's very simple. Super duper great without minimal effort. So yeah, just basically let me know if you guys are struggling. And yeah, it'll be great. But honestly, should be a pretty easy time. And yeah, that's going to be it for me. So let me know, Senshi, what you guys are up to. And yeah, I'll definitely see you guys in the next one. We've got a couple challenges for these, so we'll definitely be completing them. And that's basically going to be it for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. And I'll see you guys in the next one. So until then, as always, thank you so much for watching. Take care, stay safe, and if you need help, give me a shout in the comments. But that's basically going to be it for me. See you guys next time. Till then, bye.